Dear friends, supporters, thank you for joining us here tonight. MEOR's 10th anniversary. You're not just friends and supporters, but obviously you're the creators of MEOR. Without you, we wouldn't have had this revolution, this renaissance on campuses. And a 10th anniversary, one sits and thinks how much we appreciate everyone in this room's support and dedication. I grapple with the task as a good host. What can we do to possibly repay you? How can we make tonight exceptional, enjoyable, and a life-changing experience for all of us? That's what you deserve. You've changed the lives of 15,000 students. There's got to be a payback. There's got to be some gratitude. How can we help pay you back? A good dinner, a few great special achievement awards, even the wonderful, sumptuous dessert bar. They're not appropriate for all that you've done. How can I make this a night we'll all remember? If you'll allow me, 10th anniversary, let me get a little philosophical. Why am I here? Why are we sharing this joy together? The answer in my world is I'm here because of my mother. That's a biological fact. But really, if we talk about vision and ideas, it goes back to my mother in much more than just biological sense. It goes back in a philosophical sense. Let me explain. My mother was an exceptional woman, a professor of psychology, president of the International Association of Psychologists, author of 8 books, founder of the Couple Learning Centers, a television personality with her own television show in Philadelphia. Exceptional lady, and of course, a great mother. But my mother's life wasn't always made for success. My mother was a first-generation immigrant family. She came to America, and a tragedy occurred in the family. Her oldest brother died from a quack doctor. Her second brother died from a drunk driver. And my grandfather responded to the tragedies by working hard and stretching himself to earn a living. My grandmother grappled with diabetes and depression and getting along in a new country. My mother failed first grade. My mother failed 4th grade. If she looked at herself at age 10, she would have seen herself as society saw her a complete failure. 10 years old, in 4th grade, unaware of what was going on in the world and how to achieve. However, in 6th grade, the whole world changed. A teacher, a young 24-year-old teacher, cared about her and sat down and tutored her at math, tutored her at social skills, and like my mother said, even taught her how to jump rope. Most importantly, she cared. He cared about her. He gave her self-worth. He enabled my mother to self-actualize, and it increased great personal joy for her and great benefit for mankind. I grew up with a mother that I respected and loved. This was the story of our house. This is the lives we lived. When I came to the Talmud in Sanhedrin, Daf Yud Tes Amud Beis, and the Gemara says, Kol ha'malamed ben chavero Torah ki'ilu yolado. Everyone who teaches a friend, Torah, it's like he gave birth to him. He released new potential. He gave new joy. These were not idle words on a page of Talmud. These were my life. This was the vision I shared with my mother. Teaching Torah is not just nice academic activity. It's the ultimate expression of creation. It's the ultimate goodness we can share with the world. It's expanding the potential of the universe. Maimonides, in the Guide to the Perplexed, the Gra, in Tikkun Zohar, they both say that the joy that a person has at giving birth is just to awaken us to the joy a person can have when he develops new mind paradigms and develops new insights into the world, how great it is to grow and develop and become. Zohar says that the word for birth in Hebrew is leidah, lamed daled hey. We can call on our younger students over here, the Lembergs, I guess, right? We can put them on. Lamed daled. Lamed means lomed, to learn. Daled means to those who are poor, dalim, mekim me'afar dal. The state, the Zohar says, of teaching is giving birth. Leidah is just a metaphor for learning and developing spiritually and growing. This has been MEOR's mission since the year 2005. Coming from my mother, recognizing her joys, seeing the beautiful trueness of the Gemara and Sanhedrin, we based ourselves on the fact that we wanted to help Jewish students grow, actualize their potential, and become great. The greatest instrument we had for that is the Torah. Its wisdom, its depth, its caring. Based on our Jewish heritage, we believe that everyone has a desire to lead a good life, a meaningful life, and a beneficial life. But to touch that root is not easy. To awaken the deep but elusive inner essence, we needed wise, caring, passionate mentors and educators. And that's where the MEOR experiment began. As I look around the room, it's our merit after 10 years to have developed such a group of unbelievable staff. I don't want to call everyone out by name because, of course, I will miss a few. But if you've got one at the table, you can do me a favor and please give them a hug and tell them how special and great they are. MEOR faced indifference from most the first many years. People told me, philanthropist after philanthropist, Jews, college students, they're only interested in having a good time, developing potential material wealth, or avoiding responsibilities. The joy of 10 years into MEOR is 21 campuses, 4,000 students every year, 14,000 students involved in Jewish self-development, self-actualization, self-birth programs. That all exists because of your support and your care. It's easy to write inspirational mission statements, but 10 years later, we've achieved it. Outside observers you'll see in the video later on, whether they be rabbis, Hillel directors, or chaplains, support the greatness of the approach now. Even fraternities, supposedly the bastion of wine and the good life, have shown this universal desire to become better, to grow, is relevant to everybody. Many Jewish fraternities have MEOR night in their fraternity house. We're honored to have Andrew Borens here tonight, the executive director of AEPI. The oldest and the largest Jewish fraternity in the United States, who supports our mission and recognizes the need of fraternities to give spiritual development, spiritual growth. We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate your support. Also, I have to thank Rabbi Alpert, the executive director of Hillel in Philadelphia, who gave us the first step to develop a partnership with Hillel. He's been a friend, a mentor, a person who believes in the mission. Rabbi Alpert, thank you very much for 10 years of support. As I look around the room, I see a wonderful group of supporters. You're a great group of people. I know from my side, I wish this party went on until 6 tomorrow morning so I could spend time with everybody. Everybody's fascinating. Everyone has their life pulsating with meaning and purpose. But because we're successful people, we all know we can become more successful. More important, most of us who are successful grapple with real questions of life. How can I become significant? How can I make a difference? That's the present I would like to give you tonight. After 10 years of MEOR and your great support, how do we respond to that search of turning success into significance? Maybe we'll look at a piece of universal wisdom from Confucius. Confucius said, if you're planning for 1 year, you should plant rice. If you're planning for success in 10 years, you should plant trees. But if you're planning for success for 100 years, then you have to educate individuals. That's the mission of MEOR. That's the mission you're all supporting. It resonates with all of us. The older we get, the one who is wise involves himself in developing people. That's the mission of MEOR. That's the mission of Judaism. MEOR has just arrived at our 10-year part. If we'd planted trees, we could fully enjoy them right now. However, MEOR is invested in a greater process, and it's only beginning to be expressed. We celebrate tonight 10 great honorees, but they're just the beginning of the blossom. They're the beginning of the buds of the greatness that MEOR is going to produce. And yes, everyone joked. Rabbi Gershenfeld, right now, we are filling up the inside stadium. In 20 years, we're going to fill out the outside stadium. That's the effect of education and training people, hopefully. These are just the flowers and the buds, but what flowers and buds they are. I don't see Rabbi Jack over here. Where are you? Cohen family. Oh, that's hard to see back there. Rabbi Jack, he's one of our alumnus for the decade. I could talk about each of the 10 great alumni, but the night would get too long. But Rabbi Jack, one of our first students at Penn, now a rabbi at Penn, he does things the rest of us can't do. When it became a question, MEOR had to get into the 21st century. We need to have a social media campaign. We all sat in a meeting, we all looked left to right to each other and said, who's going to be the social media educator? No question, Jack Cohen. He could take us into that generation. He could have Torah relate in a creative and a classical way to the new generation. On the other hand, Jack's greatness is that we have a new rabbi, Rabbi Yaakov Lyons, who's been learning 8 years in Lakewood. And with God's help, he's going to go off and continue a MEOR branch at Yale University. I asked Yaakov, I said, Yaakov Lyons, do you feel ready to go to Yale? He said, for the last year, I've been going from Lakewood every day after learning for 8 years and hearing Rabbi Cohen's classes. I always learn something. I learn how to teach, and I learn Torah that I didn't know before. That's the beginning of the blossoming and the spreading and the bud of a great Jewish leader. We celebrate tonight this growth, but what we really want to celebrate is the next 10 years. The greatest gift I can give is we should all work together to make the 20th anniversary of MEOR even greater. It's our chance to create a better world. It's a chance to create better selves by appreciating the miracle of learning Torah and teaching Torah as giving birth to new potential, as giving birth to a new reality. It's a reality my mother would appreciate. It's a reality every parent appreciates. The ability to actualize potential and help people be self-development. We appreciate everyone's support and everyone's greatness. But the present I give tonight is, please, become more involved, become partners in the greatest show on earth. The greatest show on earth is the Jewish show. It's the show of the fact that life is not about politics or power. It's not about economics and finance. It's about the chance for people to become great people, actualize their potential, and live beautiful lives. Thank you for helping us the first 10 years. The gift, please, is help us the next 10. Everyone's invited to a wonderful 20th anniversary from MEOR. Please join us and make that a special time.